I only saw her face once, just once, but it's burned into my mind. The pale skin, the empty smile, and the way she whispered my name like she already knew me. This isn't a ghost story. It's about something that looks human, lives in a normal house and waits just across your fence. We moved into the neighborhood in 2018, right before my sophomore year. The house was nice, middle of a quiet cul-de-sac in Tennessee. My parents were thrilled to leave city noise behind. We had a 2-story brick home with a fenced backyard and a view of the tree line beyond. It felt like a fresh start. There was just one weird thing. The house next door had all its windows covered. Red curtains, thick velvet ones that never moved. Day or night, summer or winter, those things stayed shut, like they were holding something in. It didn't match the rest of the neighborhood at all. Everyone else had neat flower beds, American flags, little wind chimes. That house looked still, like time didn't pass there. A few days after we moved in, I asked my dad about the neighbor. He just said, "Widow, keeps to herself." I asked what her name was, and he shrugged. Mrs. something. Starts with a V, I think. That was it. Nobody really talked about her. Nobody seemed to know her. School started, life got busy, and I didn't think much about her. Not until the night I forgot to bring our trash bins in. I went out just after midnight. The street was dead silent. But as I passed her driveway, I saw a light. One upstairs window, glowing orange behind the curtain. And then it moved. The curtain. It rippled. Not like someone touched it, like something inside brushed against it from the other side. I froze. And that's when I saw her. The woman, standing behind the window, watching me. No motion, no blink. Just a long stare through the red. I backed away and ran inside. After that, I started noticing things. Every Thursday, just after 3:00 a.m., her garage light turned on for exactly 12 minutes. No car ever came or went. No one opened the door. Then the smell started. Rotten eggs, burning hair. It wafted from her backyard every few nights. My mom thought it was a dead possum. I knew better. One night, I saw her in the backyard, not doing yard work, not smoking, just standing in the center of her lawn, arms at her sides, staring up at the sky, for almost an hour. I watched from my upstairs bathroom window until I couldn't take it anymore. It was like she was waiting for something, or someone. I told my friend Darren about it. He's the kind of guy who loves creepy stuff. So of course, he dared me to go knock on her door. We waited until Friday evening, just after dark. I walked up, heart pounding. Before I could knock, the door opened on its own. The house was pitch black inside. No sound, no light. And that smell hit me again, stronger. Then she stepped into view. Her smile looked painted on. Her eyes didn't match. One was cloudy, the other too sharp. She said, "You've been watching. That's rude." I couldn't speak. I grabbed Darren and ran. That weekend, I started hearing things. From our side of the house, whispering, from the wall that faced hers. My room got cold, even in the June heat. And every night, I'd wake up at 3:12 a.m., the exact time her garage light used to flicker on. Only now, the red curtains weren't drawn anymore. She wanted me to look. One night, I couldn't resist. I peeked through my blinds, right at her window. She was there. Only now, she was holding something. A mirror. And in the mirror, it was me. But my reflection was smiling. Wide. I slammed the blinds shut and didn't sleep. My skin felt electric, like something had reached through the glass. My mom said I looked pale at breakfast, like I'd been sick all night. I didn't tell her the truth. What could I even say? The house next door burned down 3 weeks later. Electrical fire, they said. Nobody found a body. They never found her. But I still see her sometimes, in reflections, in windows, and always behind something red. A curtain, a dress, a flash in a rearview mirror, and every time she's looking straight at me and smiling. If you ever move into a house and the neighbor's windows are covered, don't look. She's waiting for you to see her. I thought I left him behind years ago, back in middle school, back when he used to follow me home like a shadow. But when he found me again, older, quieter, something was different. This wasn't just obsession anymore. It was like he had become something else, something that knew me better than I knew myself. And he wasn't here to reconnect. He was here to replace me. My name is Marcus. I'm 21 now, living in a small city in northern Illinois. But this happened when I was 17, just before my senior year of high school. I was living with my mom and younger brother in a 2-bedroom apartment off the main highway. It was a basic place, nothing special, but we liked it because it was quiet, mostly older neighbors. That summer, I was working part-time at a movie theater and saving up for a car. I didn't really hang out with people much anymore. Most of my old friends had either moved away or just drifted off during high school. But there was one name I hadn't thought about in a long time: Tyler. Tyler and I were inseparable in elementary school. He lived just 2 buildings down from me in the same apartment complex. We were close. But in middle school, things started to shift. He got clingy, possessive. If I didn't text back fast enough, he'd blow up my phone. He hated when I hung out with other kids. He used to say weird things too, like, "You're the only real person I know," or "Don't let them take you away." By 8th grade, I just stopped talking to him altogether. I blocked his number. He didn't come to our high school anyway. His family moved suddenly, and I never saw him again until this summer. It started with a follow request on Instagram. No profile picture. The username was just Real Tyler 1. I didn't think it was him until I checked the followers. A couple old classmates had accepted him. I left it sitting there for a while, not really planning to accept. Then one night, I got a DM. "You still live in the same apartment complex?" No hey, no intro. Just that question. I didn't reply. Then the next day, another message. "I'm back." It felt like someone kicking open a locked door in my brain. All these weird memories started coming back. The way he used to follow me home if I didn't invite him over. The way he used to stare at my bedroom window from outside until I'd open it. I blocked the account. Simple as that. Or so I thought. That weekend, I was walking back from work. 11:30 p.m. Shift. The sidewalk was empty, just the sound of insects and the hum of AC units. As I passed the entrance to our complex, I saw someone sitting on the curb near Building C, hoodie, head down, knees tucked up. Didn't think much of it at first. Then I heard, "Hey, Marcus!" My whole body locked up. I turned, slowly, and it was him, Tyler. A little taller, hair longer, but it was him. Same eyes, same voice, like he never left. I forced a smile. Tyler? Wow, it's been forever. He stood up, hands in pockets, and just said, "I knew you'd still be here." Then silence. I said I had to get home, early shift. He asked if he could walk with me. I said no, maybe another time. But from that point on, he was around, everywhere. I'd go to throw out the trash and see him sitting on the stairs. I'd go to the store, and he'd be in the parking lot. Once, he knocked on our door and asked my mom if I was home. She remembered him from years ago and thought it was sweet. I told her the truth, that he wasn't just a friend, that he was obsessive and strange, and he made me uncomfortable. She told me not to overreact. I started checking my windows at night. My blinds stayed shut, but I still felt watched. Then the weird stuff began. I'd come home, and my back door would be slightly open. Nothing stolen, nothing moved. Just ajar. Once I found a folded note under my doormat. No envelope, just a torn scrap of notebook paper. It read, "I miss the old you. We can go back." I called the police after that. They couldn't do much. He hadn't made any threats. They logged the incident but said unless he was physically on our property again, they couldn't intervene. A few days later, I heard my little brother scream from the back patio. I ran outside and found him crying, pointing at the fence. Someone had left a small stuffed animal on our grill. It was an old beat-up teddy bear, the same one Tyler used to carry in his backpack back in 3rd grade. Its button eye was missing, and the words, "You promised," were written across the stomach in red Sharpie. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept a kitchen knife under my pillow. Every creak of the building made my heart pound. At 3:17 a.m., I heard a knock on my bedroom window. Soft, precise. 1, 2. Pause. 1, 2. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Then I heard my mom scream from the living room. I bolted out and found her standing at the front door, shaking. Someone had left another note. This one was taped to the peephole. "He's not the real one. I am." She finally believed me. We stayed at my aunt's place for a week. When we returned, everything seemed quiet, until I got a voicemail. No number, just static for about 10 seconds, then breathing, and then, "You let them replace you." It was his voice. I changed my number. We installed cameras. Nothing for a while. Until one night in early September, my mom went to check the mail and found a Polaroid photo in our box. It was a picture of me, sleeping, taken from outside my bedroom window. The police opened a full investigation. They checked every unit in the complex, talked to former residents, but Tyler had vanished, like he never existed. They found fingerprints on the photo. But here's the twist. They didn't match anyone. not Tyler, not me, not anyone in the state database. Whoever, whatever, was pretending to be Tyler wasn't fully human. I've moved twice since then. I keep the windows covered. I change my routes to work. I don't post my location online. But some nights, I still get that knock. 1, 2, pause, 1, 2. If someone from your past suddenly reappears acting like they never left, check your doors, check your windows, and don't let them in. Because sometimes, the people we think we remember aren't people at all anymore. I thought a quiet movie night with someone new would be harmless. But when a stranger showed up in the theater, just sitting behind us, staring, not even watching the movie, everything changed. Sometimes, the scariest things aren't on the screen. They're right behind you. My name's Jake. I live in a small town in Ohio. This happened in late 2022, just before the holidays. I met a girl named Emily on a dating app. We clicked instantly, bonding over our love of horror movies. After a couple weeks of texting, we decided to watch a new horror flick together, a late-night showing at a small old theater just outside town. It was supposed to be fun, easy, a perfect first date. I picked her up at 9:30 p.m. She seemed shy, but kind, and as we drove, we talked about our favorite scary movies growing up. The parking lot was nearly empty when we arrived. Flickering neon signs, dim lights, and that eerie silence that makes you feel like you've stepped into a horror movie set. We bought our tickets, and I joked that this place was a horror movie waiting to happen. Emily laughed, clutching my arm. There was only one guy working the concessions, an older man with tired eyes. When I asked if anyone else was coming, he chuckled and said we were the only ones who bought tickets for this show. We settled into Theater 6, 4 rows from the back, right in the middle. The air conditioning was brutal, freezing cold. Emily shivered, so I offered her my hoodie. The previews rolled, and everything seemed normal. Then, just as the lights dimmed for the main feature, I noticed a figure entering quietly and sitting directly behind us. There were dozens of empty seats, but he chose the one right behind me. Emily glanced back, gave me a look that said, "Seriously?" I forced a laugh and tried to ignore it. But he wasn't like other moviegoers. He never looked at the screen once. Instead, his eyes locked on us, unblinking, unwavering. Minutes passed, but his stare didn't waver. I leaned forward to glance back casually, and he was just watching. Pale face, dark hoodie pulled low, expressionless. No reaction to jump scares or intense scenes, just a hollow gaze. Then I felt it. A cold breath on the back of my neck. Soft, slow, right behind me. I whipped around and caught him leaning forward over the seat, face inches from mine. I whispered, "Dude, back off." No response, just a slow retreat to his seat. That was it for me. I told Emily we needed to move. We picked seats in the front corner. Awful angle, but distance mattered more. Every few minutes, I glanced back. His eyes were glued to us. Halfway through, footsteps came down the steps. Emily grabbed my arm. The footsteps stopped just a few rows behind us. We froze. Neither of us dared to look. Minutes later, he returned to the top row. We couldn't take it anymore. We quietly packed up and slipped out. At the lobby, I told the concession guy about the creepy man. His smile vanished. Again? This guy's been coming here for weeks. Always late shows. Never buys anything. Why hasn't anyone kicked him out? Management says if he doesn't break the law, they can't do much. He doesn't threaten, doesn't touch anyone, just watches. Emily was nearly in tears. The guy working concession walked us to the parking lot just to make sure we were safe. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every sound in the apartment felt amplified. I kept checking my phone, half expecting a message from that man. Weeks passed. I avoided that theater entirely. But sometimes I'd catch a glimpse of a shadow outside my window, or see a dark hoodie in a crowded store. Always watching, always waiting. I found out from my cop friend that theaters have the right to kick people out for disturbing others, but often don't, because it's not illegal in the strictest sense. What if next time he's not just watching? What if next time he's waiting in the dark, ready to step out? That's why I never go back, and why, whenever I watch a horror movie now, I can't help but feel like the real terror isn't on the screen. It's sitting right behind me.